Say it again.
Okay, yeah. So we're here at the presentation center of MPV2, right? From Daniels. You know, Daniels, they work a lot with the government, right? So they have projects where, you know, they have incentives. Like, for example, this project is 10% before your occupancy down, right? Most condos is 20% that you have to put down before occupancy. So
can you break it down though? Saying if they're selling a unit for $500,000, like what are we saying?
So
when you say
$500,000, what's your requirement is $50,000.
Wow.
Right? When other places will be $100,000, right? They'll need a 20% down payment before you move in. So over here, it's half of that. So $50,000 is very affordable, and not only that, but the deposit structure is very affordable as well.
Can you explain that to us a little bit?
Most definitely. So most condos, the structure is very similar on most of them, right? But this one's just a little bit more unique because that extra 5% you don't pay until occupancy. So it's about $10,000 on signing, right? So that's goodwill. That shows, okay, I want this unit. Right?
Yes.
So you're gonna put $10,000 down, and then they want the balance to 5% in 30 days, right? So 5% in 30 days, and then after that, in 160 days, they want the next 5%, right? And then after that, you don't gotta pay for another 2 or 3 years when the condo's up, right? And you have your occupancy of the unit, and then you pay that final 5%.
That's a pretty good deal, though.
Really good deal, right? And right now, I'm strongly encouraging, you know, parents, you know, if you own a home and you have equity in your home, and you really think about the next generation, you think about your children, because right now, if we really take it in, the children, it's very difficult for them to save $50,000.
True.
Even though it's a good deal.
Yeah.
Right? Because, you know, you got to think about your living, you know, your transportation costs, your food costs.
Yeah, student loans.
Yeah, student loans, everything that's building up. You know, it's going to be impossible, you know, to save up that $50,000. But there's a lot of people that have the money that's in their homes right now. So, you know, parents, I encourage you, you know, if you have children, you know, my objective and what I'm sharing with all my clients is you should have one house per child, right?
Whoa.
You own one home per child, and right now, have it as an investment property, right? And then by the time your child is grown, you know, you have a property that's for them. Hey, maybe they could pay you back, right? Or you just give it to them, or even you could sell it, and then you have money for them to carry on their life, right? If they want to buy something else, or if they want to pay off their school fees, or if whatever it is that they want to do, they got to do that. But you don't wait till then when it happens.
Yes.
You have to forecast that and do that right now. So a project like this, $50,000 to get in and to lock something in, you know, it's to me.
And you have full access to these
I
things.
have full access to the project. It is selling, man. It is selling. So I believe they're about 70 to 80% sold.
Yeah.
But there are still units that are available.
Yeah.
Right. And I encourage you, reach out to me.
So what is your number though? Your information, if you want to put it on.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's 647-921-1715. That's my direct line.
Yeah.
And I have my phone on me all the
time.
Right. And email richierealty@gmail.com. You go to richierealty.ca. Right. And on there, I pretty much want to know who are you, like in terms of real estate.
Yeah.
What are your interests? Are you a buyer? Are you a seller? Are you an investor? Are you a first-time home buyer?
Yeah.
Like, you know, what are your interests? Then I know how to more cater to your needs, right? And that's how to reach out to me. This is one project, but there's so many more projects.
Oh man!
Kwabena, I want you to pan over here and just look.
Wow!
Look at all this land.
Wow!
Look at all this land, right? All of this is gonna be something. I remember when my parents, you know, they drive by here. Oh, I remember when we moved to Brampton. It was all bushes. It was all bushes.
Yes.
Right, and that's what we're seeing over here. But there's not much bushes left. But all of this right now, we have opportunity to actually own a part of this.
And even Brampton, the land is not that many. There's not much land left in Brampton.
That's what I'm saying. So what we see, let's capture it. Let's capture the land that we see.
Yeah.
Right. And you know, and that's land that's gonna be there forever.
Yeah.
Right. You know, the house that you grew up in, you go back home, you still see it. It's still there.
It's still there.
Right. So that's what's happened. Like the real estate is real. It's there. Once it's there, you own it. It's yours. You could be anywhere in the world, and you know that it's there. And as you build on the properties, right, you know, this is a future retirement plan.
Yeah.
You know, for anyone that's planning to retire, because you know, all of these properties that you have renters in them, right, and the renters will be paying down that mortgage on there
for you,
and whatever is extra that goes in your pocket.
Let's talk a little bit about the rental though. Like, what do you say if an investor, what can they expect to get for like maybe a 1-bedroom unit or a 2-bedroom unit, how much can they charge for rent?
Yeah.
Like, what is the market rate right here for renting?
Sure, for sure. So right now, for a 1-bedroom condo, right now you're looking at about $2,400 a month.
2,300 in this area we're standing.
Yeah, exactly. But that's not just in this area, man. It's all over, man. In Toronto, for a 1-bedroom, they're going up to like $3,000 a month.
Damn.
Right. So, but I want you to consider that, right? Remember, the GO station is right here, right? So even if you have people that work in Toronto, right? A lot of people in Toronto are now looking in Brampton, right? Because would they pay $3,000 or would they pay $2,300, right?
And get a bus pass.
Exactly, you get a bus pass, and it's cheaper per month, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So a lot of people are actually factoring that in, and they're living in Brampton, even though they work in Toronto, right? And that's something that, you know, you have to really take into consideration, because soon the prices are going up. As a renter, definitely be in the renter position, but you also should have the mindset to own, right? Right now, get what's affordable, right? But on the side, you know, maybe you want to build up and go get an investment property, right? So even if you're renting, you could still go and own an investment property where you have that property that's earning you a cash flow, right? And you build on that, and you just keep building on your properties. Eventually, you'll have enough to go and even move into your own home.
Yeah, but what about those individuals? Because a lot of people might be struggling out there. They might not have the finances, right? Can you give us a bit of a tip or ideas how people can actually raise funds, or like, because a lot of people are there, like they just graduate from school, they have student loans and all these things. How do you start from scratch and even raise this $50,000 you're talking about? Like, what are some of the strategies that you have used or you have shown people for them to be able to come up with these monies?
Yeah, so first off, what I'm all about is I'm all about investing, right? And having your money make money. You gotta have your money make money, right? And there's so many different ways to invest. And like I said, right now we're going into Web3. So there's so many opportunities that are opening up. We see different cryptocurrency opportunities. There's a lot of stocks that are available that you can invest in. You can invest in real estate and partnerships.
Okay.
Right? You know, get into partnerships. You don't have to go and save all of that yourself. Go get together with a group of people and collectively go buy some property.
Okay.
Right? There's some developers right now that are actually coming with creative financing opportunities for home buyers. Right? There's a condo town development in Brampton called Rosewood Towns, right? And what they're actually doing is they have a 0 down payment structure, right? So as long as you're earning a certain amount of income and your credit's a certain amount, you don't have to put anything up front, because they've already negotiated with the lender, you know, to give that initial down payment, right?
Wow.
So something like that, you know, and not only them, there's also Dreammaker Realty. They have a incentive program for first-time home buyers. So now builders are understanding too that, you know, they want to help people who get their first home. So they're coming out with programs for people to own, right?
So you don't have to have the physical money all at once.
You don't have to have the physical money, but number one, you got to invest.
Yeah.
Your money that you have, you know, you either spend your time or you spend your money.
Yeah.
Right. So if you want to spend your time, you could go get 2 jobs, 3 jobs, right, and then get no sleep.
Yeah.
Right, and then you still won't have enough to go buy a property. Or what you could do is you have your primary source of income, right, which is where you're working, right, and then have a plan where a piece of that you invest, right, and just keep investing pieces of that. Right, and then you'll see your money go to work and your money start growing. Right, that way, when your money's growing, it doesn't take up your time, but then you can have something to get something bigger. You know, of course, your initial investments will be smaller investments, but you'll see that amount grow to where you can get into real estate.
Beautiful,
right?
beautiful, man.